So I finally arrived to the sand dunes, and this would be exciting. You see all the people parking here. It's a very popular spot because many tourists, you know, they have never seen sand before like this. This is a ginormous sandbox. And of course everybody wants to take beautiful pictures. They also warn you here on that red stop sign. They say it's extreme heat warning, right? Which is true. You don't want to go very far here. At least not without water. It's a beautiful place. Alright, so let the fun begin. And you know, again, I mean, it looks like it's a small area, but you can kill yourself in no time here. I just started the same spot like most of the people here. They're going here. I checked that out. People come here in all kind of shoes, flip-flops, no hats, no water, and they will really sweat. But they don't normally go very far. You see, most people stop, let's say, 150 yards, 200 yards. This is a typical walk. But in those 200 yards, you see a lot of sand. You know what would be really cool would be to be here in the nighttime with a little flashlight and look for sidewinders. That would be cool. And now it starts. Oh my god, it's loose sand, you know. You're sinking down every step you take. And you see all these bushes here growing like in the sand, like this one. They probably have a lot of rats, desert rats, snakes, bugs, whatever, and it's a perfect environment for the creatures who actually live here, because everything is adapted and daytime not much is happening. I can guarantee you here it's freaking 120 in the sun, maybe more, maybe 130. Look at this little pyramid of stuff, right? Wow, look at this beautiful wood. I wonder how long wood can be here before it's really gone. Let's assume nobody is stealing the wood, right? I mean, because it never rains. Well, it does actually in the winter time, but now in the summertime it's just dry wood, and it can probably stay here for many years. Look at this area. It's really super beautiful and nice. And you see the structure of the sand here. The wind has created almost these sand waves. That's really nice. And it's everywhere. Every time the wind is strong enough, it will shuffle the sand around. And here and there at the bottom here you see these, it's almost like clay / salt that you can actually walk on. It's actually easier to walk on those than in the actual sand itself. Even though the sand here was not too bad. But if you go up on the big dunes, that's a pain, you know. You take one step forward and 2 or 3 back. in an area like this, if you really want to study the sand dunes here, you should be here a few days, probably during the daytime, but definitely a few nights, a few summer nights or spring nights. Basically go out and just sit down and listen. I'm sure it's crawling of life after dark, right? I will follow this ridge here, and if you go on the ridge, you're kind of high up. It gives you a nice view of the area. And some trees, they did not make it. They just became skeletons. And the sand, the color here is a little darker, as you can see, compared to some of these higher dunes. There are more tan in the color. So there is a variation even out here. This is a flatter area, and I'm just peeking in here to see if I see something that moves. Not right now. And let's take a closer look. And you see it's very clay-like, and it breaks very easily. You just walk on it and it kind of breaks up in smaller parts. But it makes it really easy to walk here. And if you live in a country where it's really cold, then this is the place. Come here and you will sweat. If you're heat resistant, then this is the place. And I can actually tolerate this easily. The trick is just drink a lot of water. That's important, because if you don't, you dry out and you lose your energy. So always drink. Every 10-15 minutes, drink a bottle of some water. Yeah, you see traces of man. It's like being on the moon. You see these footsteps, right? But as soon as the wind picks up, those footsteps will be gone. Not like on the moon, where they will be still there like a million years from now, right? I have a feeling people come here, later in the afternoon to do a walk, maybe just around the sunset. And they actually try to go up to the big dune, the big mother of all dunes. That is, I don't know, a mile maybe in that direction. Okay, so what is the smartest to do here? I would just go down here. I'm not sure if that was smart, but I'm doing it. Man, I'm back. I had to sneeze. It's so bright here. You kind of need some shades, right? And I have that, but not here. I was smart enough to leave it in the car. So the good thing, if you walk down at the bottom here, is that you're out, you're protected from the wind. Of course, today there is no wind, but normally there is a little bit. And then if you are down here, it's like blowing over you, so it's quiet here. And I think it's time to have a bottle of water. I do it over there. Man, I'm drying out quickly. It's just going out, it's vaporizing from your body. quickly, really quick. Okay, so I made a decision to kind of stop right here and have a bottle of water before I continue. Okay, so I've filled up my stomach with warm water. It's probably 110 degrees water, and suddenly the wind picked up. I'm not sure if you can hear that, but there are some really strong gusts of wind right here, and I'm looking at the big dune, the mother of all dunes here in Death Valley. That's the one. That would take some energy to walk up. And because I'm super lazy, I will not even try. I think I will just continue to walk here on the lower dunes. And you can kind of see how it's shifting in color from a little darker grayish to more tan sand. And why that is, I have no idea. I'm just guessing. You know, the dark stuff comes from some kind of different material, probably. Oh, here's a nice ridge. Look at that. Okay, let's follow this one. At least we are almost parallel with the big one. Okay, so I achieved something, right? I'm right on top of this baby dune. Whew, sweaty. Actually, here's the funny thing, right? The t-shirt is barely wet, and yet you are sweating non-stop. It's just so warm. As soon as the sweat hits the t-shirt, it's just gone. It's vaporizing. That's the temperature today. And this is also a fun experience. I mean, can you imagine coming from Greenland and seeing this? They have ice like this, and they're probably laughing at us, and they say, you know what, you should send these guys from, you know, America over to the ice, because they've never seen ice. And we do ping pong back and say, you guys haven't seen sand, so welcome to Death Valley. Wow, what an amazing place. So the question is, how would I rate these dunes compared to other sand dunes? Well, because it's Death Valley and it's inside such a beautiful area, they are among the nicest dunes you can see. They are not the biggest, I think. I think Kelso dunes are much taller, and you have Glamis, and you have a few other areas too. But in many areas they also allow people to drive these quads, so depending on the season it can be noisy and you can't really see anything because of all the, you know, off-road vehicles. In this area you can't do that, so this is one of the better areas. And now the wind is picking up, so I should probably go down here. So if you want to see pristine, clean, natural dunes, it would be here, I think. Also Kelso is pretty nice. They also have an area down in Chihuahua, Mexico. But I'm not sure how big they are, of course, but I passed them and they look nice. So if you live only for one day and you need to see one sand dune or one area, this is it. Come here in the summer, not in the winter, in the summer when it's warm, and enjoy a totally different experience. If you come in a rainy day in November, that's no fun. You want a sunny day in June or July to suffer or enjoy, depending on how you see it. This is not really suffering, it's just enjoying. But you walk 100 yards, then you stop and you're totally exhausted. Man, I'm not sure which way to go now. I'm trapped. I'm lost. So I lost myself in Death Valley. How can I get back? I don't know. I just continue. I'm pushing forward. Well, you know, you never know what you will find if you go close to some dead trees here. Maybe some snake will pop out. I bet they don't even move even if you step on them, because they are so stealth. All right, I will go one more dune here and then I will turn back. I walk until I've used 50% of my water. Okay, so when 50%, which is half, is gone, then I'm turning. And that's happening about right here. On top of that dune. That's the turning point. Unless I see something really interesting on the other side. And here you can see it's just growing straight out from the sand dune, and it's basically binding the sand. All right, I'm almost at the turning point. Okay, this is it. I will drink the rest of my water and then go back.